Hello and welcome to Guy News. I trust you all remembered the 5th of November. On the bonfires this week, British sovereignty went up in flames. Flames very different from the ones David Cameron used to cast iron. Take a look at the art of conservative iron casting.
Why do we need a referendum? Well, I think when our Parliament is giving up powers, is passing powers to someone else, they should ask us first, the people, in a referendum. Our campaign for a referendum on the Lisbon Treaty is over. I said we would have a referendum on the Lisbon Treaty, but once the Lisbon Treaty is law, there is nothing anyone can do about it.
Or is there? A shame he's not made of Reardon steel like my old friend Dan Hannan.
You know, it's just worth, for a moment, stopping and thinking. On Thursday there are going to be bonfires all over the country, and people are going to commemorate the preservation of parliamentary rule against a terrorist attack. I wonder what the MPs of those days, of 1605, would say if they could be transported forward to our time and see a successor parliament handing away its prerogatives, not as a result of a terrorist attack, or defeat in war, or a bloody insurrection, or a foreign occupation, but by its own votes. Think how reduced we are as a people.
There were some people out there commemorating our sovereign parliament in a positive light, and I sent Tory Bear out with them.
Remember the 5th of November. Guido, you seem to have a bit of a fan club down here at the Westminster Arms today. They're dressed up as you. Are you flattered?
That's so last season.
You've got the whole kit. You've got your daggers. They probably will take those off you in a minute.
Benefits of a middle class protest.
This is knife crime in Britain, right there. What brings you here?
Just getting some sunshine here today.
Get some sunshine.
Get some sunshine.
Do you not get out much?
I feel robbed.
Robbed of what?
Of the right to be represented, to make some decisions. This is as close to a truck bomb as a man as well brought up as me gets to.
So I'm with old Hoban now, the man himself. What's going on?
Well, basically, I'm going to use my right to be an honest man entering with honest intentions into Parliament on November the 5th.
And are you planning on blowing it up?
It's tempting. At the moment, the police are sending a tasking team to visit us.
What's a tasking team?
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be women police constables who are going to intensely search me.
You'd enjoy that, right?
We can let you through, but I would like you to remove those here, and then we will let you through.
Okay, guys, no problem. Do we agree? Yes. We take our masks off, we can go in, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you don't think so? Will you take your hat off?
Yes. Okay, right, if I go at the back...
As much as I think this lot might like the police to kick off, they're actually being remarkably nice and letting us into the public gallery. Whether or not we gave them a 5th of November they'll never forget, we certainly did have fun watching Elliot Morley speak about climate change. Only one person got arrested for wearing for breaking the ancient law of wearing a hat on the parliamentary estate. They're off to the pub now, I think, and this is Tory Bear reporting for Guy News.
They don't get out much. That must have been nice for them. We haven't forgotten Gordon this week. He was there in the papers again, this time for spending $7,000 on having a speech to Congress primped and primed so that he could impress his Yank friends. It's all come out because the American PR company that edited his golden words was required to declare that he spent $40,000 on communications editing services. And here is that rousing address.
We, the representatives of the people, have to be the people's last line of defence.
But worst of all, Congress had to draft in what is known in the trade as room meat. Look at the audience of interns, researchers and pages clapping away. And now, the Kelly Report. Actually, let's not do the Kelly Report. We've had enough of that. The most fun news this week is the news that Nicholas Winterton smacked Labour MP Natasha Engels' bum. We know this because Kerry McCarthy, Labour's Twitter czar, twittered it. In response, Nadine Dorries twittered her own unpleasant, but actually quite salacious, tale.
A Scottish Labour MP walked up to me in the cloakroom and said, "You were in my dreams all night. Would you like to know what you were doing?" I refused. He walked out of the room with me and insisted from 2 paces away in telling me, disgusting me.
Who was this disgusting fantasist? Why, none other than Jim Devine. This isn't the first time Jim's fantasies have got him into trouble. His previous fantasies include his expense claims, an electrical invoice, a VAT number, and that's why he's been deselected. That is it for this week, I'm afraid. I'm off to conduct a little scientific experiment.
He has a view on relative harms, which I don't share. He has a view about ecstasy, which I don't share. He has a view about cannabis, which I don't share, and the majority of this House doesn't share. We are not talking about his right to express those views. He can do that. What he cannot do is to confuse his role as a government advisor and confuse in the public mind that role by continually criticising government's framework agreed by this Parliament on tackling drugs.
If everybody knew what they wanted,